A delegation of retired military leaders warned congressional lawmakers about the avalanche of cuts to USAID. Two of those who briefed Congress are here with me now, retired Army General Laura Richardson and retired Navy Vice Admiral Fozzie Miller. Thank you guys for joining me. I want to start with you, General Richardson. The message that you're bringing to lawmakers, given both the speed and scale of what we've seen this administration do on foreign aid over the course of the opening months, what are you trying to get across to them?
So first of all, thanks for having us on the set today, Phil, and giving us an opportunity to talk to the American people about why we were on the Hill today. USGLC, the Global Leadership Coalition, is a bipartisan coalition of business leaders, faith leaders, military. It's just a hodgepodge of people that are interested and concerned about national security. And so it gave us the opportunity today with military leaders to go to the Hill to talk about the threats that America faces, but the importance that the military instrument of national power is not the only instrument that keeps Americans safe. And international assistance is not charity, and it was a very, very important tool that I used as soft power as the commander of the United States Southern Command.
Vice Admiral, have you seen, can you point to specific kind of fallout or repercussions of the cuts that have been, or pause, I guess would be the way to frame it right now, that have happened so far? Like, can you bring tangible examples to lawmakers and say, this is why this is a problem?
Well, sure. We've seen a couple of things that are really useful international assistance programs for us that are at some risk now. And one of them is the HIV program in Africa. It's been a very successful program, around for about 20 years. Significantly decreased the cases of HIV in Africa and therefore around the world. At the same time, there is an initiative to work against malaria in Africa and other parts of the world, and we've seen the number of malaria cases drop significantly. Those are the kinds of things that we have to make sure, as we go through this reform, don't go by the wayside.
General Richardson, we were talking before you came on. I watched a lot of your congressional testimony from when you were serving, and you made the point about the importance of soft power, about investment in particular in Central America and South America, and how the lack of that was opening the door in particular to China. The lack of it, if this continues going forward, explain to people what that would actually mean.
So I would say, as I mentioned before, the instruments of national power: diplomacy, information, military, and economics. And you need all four of those working together. My number one teammate in all of the countries, 42 countries in Latin America and the Caribbean, which was the geographic area that I worked in. And the number one diplomat, the U.S. ambassador on the ground. And then in terms of working with the development personnel from USAID, working as teammates, right, in terms of countering the threats that impact our country or could impact our country national security-wise. And so the investments that we make are not just the military. You don't want to have to react with military assets all of the time, right? You want to be able to use that soft power because that really wins the hearts and minds. And was really, really effective. I would just say when we brought the USS Comfort, the big hospital, white hospital ship with the Red Cross on the side from the United States Navy, and that was a combined operation of DoD, but also with NGOs. It was with USAID. It was, we bring that into the region for 100 days. We go to 5 or 6 different countries. Medical care, we would do wraparound activities to help fix equipment in hospitals. Really get after the challenges that countries were having on the ground with the healthcare ability. And you talk about being able to make a difference. And that keeps Americans safe. There's a direct link between what we do internationally, and especially in our own Western Hemisphere, which is the hemisphere with which we all live in, and giving back and being able to protect our own people from diseases and the ability for countries to have that investment.
Foreign aid is a long-time campaign cudgel. It is a minuscule part of the overall budget, but politically it can be a difficult issue sometimes. And yet, when you go to Capitol Hill, in my experience, you talk to lawmakers, they understand what you guys are talking about right now, and they value it. What are they telling you about the path forward to unlocking aid that's already paused, ensuring investments continue going forward?
I think kind of universally, as we went through the discussions today, what we found were lawmakers that are interested in reform, and clearly there is need for reform, but also interested in making sure that the programs that actually contribute to our national security are programs that we keep in place. So when you look at peace through strength, you look at the military aspect of it. Clearly, we have a wonderful military force capable of operating around the world. We have a great diplomatic corps. We need to get some more ambassadors confirmed. But we have a worldwide diplomatic corps that's very capable. We also need developmental assistance, international assistance, to make that whole of government approach something that's a reality. And so I think what we saw from congressmen and women that we talked to today and senators, they're interested in making sure that we keep the components of international assistance that are vital to our national security.
And they do control, as appropriators in particular, the power of the purse. We'll see how that plays out going forward. Really appreciate you guys coming on. Also, thank you for your service as well.
Thank you, Phil.
Thanks for having us.